Hi, welcome to a brand new video. In this video, we're going to be trying to solve the problem on the screen. You're given an array and you're essentially just trying to decrease the difference between the first element and the last element. However, there is a catch. You can only change even numbers by dividing it by 2 and odd numbers by multiplying it by 2. And through these principles, you need to return that minimum difference. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to create a stack. And we're going to create a stack and it's going to be a tree set. The thing about tree sets is that they automatically sort the numbers, which will make it a whole lot easier for us. So if we create a tree set with the following array 1, 2, 3, 4, luckily it's already sorted, doesn't really matter. We're going to have a tree set. What we're going to do is we're going to say, while this last number here is odd, we're going to multiply it by 2 because we want to reduce the difference between that max number and the min number. In order to do this, that's why we want to multiply the minimum number, and the only way we can do it is if the element is odd. So what we're going to say is that while the first element, and when I say first and last, I mean like the max and min of the array because it automatically sorts it like that. So while the first equals odd, then we will just multiply the first by 2. And by doing this, then we can change this number to 2. It's still the minimum, but it's not odd anymore. So you can't deal with it. And that's fine for us. Because if we divide it, that means we're going to be increasing the difference. And we don't want that. The next thing we're going to want to deal with this maximum number. So if the maximum is even, then we're going to get the opportunity to reduce the number by dividing it by 2. So we're going to say, while the last number, aka the biggest number, is even, then we're going to just divide the last number by 2. And in this scenario, we're going to get 2, but then the stack is going to kind of rearrange itself to get 2 to 2, 3 at the top. 3 is odd, so we're not going to touch it because otherwise we'll be increasing the difference. So that is the strategy that we're going to be using to solve this problem. First, we're just going to create a simple tree set. And nothing really complicated there. We want to add all the numbers to the tree set, so we're just going to say for each integer in nums, we're going to add it to the tree set. And then we're going to go ahead and begin those while loops. We're first going to do this one, while first is equal to an odd number. So in order to do this in more Java technical terms, we're going to say while set.first, that's just getting that first number in the set. Mod 2, that's saying what's the remainder when you divide that number by 2. If the remainder is 1, that means it's odd. And we want to just multiply the number by 2. Sadly, you can't just be like set.first times 2. That doesn't work. What you need to do is that you need to add to the set the first number times 2, and then you need to remove the current number. And then throughout this process, we're going to be tracking the minimum difference between the first and last number. So we're just going to go ahead and update that right here. Because in the weird scenario that, as you can see here, the numbers order rearrange, right? So when we made the max from 4 to 2, 3 became the new maximum. So in this scenario, we're going to have to check whether or not the minimum is actually less. The next thing you're going to want to do is just copy this over, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the last number, except for it's going to be whether the last number is even. So if it's even, that means the remainder is 0. We're going to take the last number and divide it by 2. We're going to remove the last number, and then we're going to go ahead and update the minimum. And then at the end, all you need to do is just return the minimum. So if you go ahead and run it, you'll notice that it works out. And if you go ahead and submit it, you're going to realize that we got the right answer. So I hope this video was helpful, and the strategy of using a trace set so that it automatically sorts was helpful when you're trying to program the solution. Hope this video was helpful, and see you in the next video.